And now it is time for the first look at the NCAA Tournament Committee's top 16 teams. We're going to start, ladies, with number 16. Make it a little dramatic.
Okay.
Oh. That is the Oklahoma Sooners. Ole Miss is at 15 and would be a top 4 seed for the first time since 1992. Michigan State checks in at 14th, 9-4 in quad 1 and 2 games this season. And Maryland comes in at 13. Dre, when you look at this, what stands out?
Well, my eyes are on this Oklahoma team. You know, being that 4 seed, getting an opportunity to host. Obviously, a lot of games still have to be played. There might be some teams that are upset about this. Maybe Baylor, West Virginia, Texas Tech. However, Oklahoma, they don't have any bad losses. And really the separator is their overtime win against South Carolina. When you have a win against the Gamecocks, it is a difference maker to the committee. The Gamecocks have been the standard. Same thing with UConn. How Oklahoma played in that game, I think, made the difference.
All right, let's go to the next batch at number 12, TCU, who would be a top 4 seed for the 2nd straight year. Iowa is 11th after playing the 5th toughest strength of schedule so far. Red Hot Duke is 10th and riding a 15-game win streak. And to round out the 3 seeds, Ohio State, who was 8-3 in quad 1 and 2 games. Sinead, your thoughts on these?
I have my eye actually on TCU, especially coming into the season with momentum, building upon the success of last year in the tournament. There's a little bit of a temperature check going on. They've lost 2 of their last 4 games, and sometimes struggle to get confidence outside of Olivia Miles, Donovan Hunter, Martha Suarez, but this is still a team that can light it up. They have walking triple-doubles on their roster, so if they bounce back, they can make their way up.
All right, and now for the 2 seeds, LSU is number 8 with 5 quad 1 wins. At number 7 is Louisville, who was 23-4 with 7 quad 1 wins. At number 6, we see Michigan. They played the 8th toughest schedule. So we're leaving the final 2 seed as either Texas or Vandy. But when you look at these 3, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm interested in all 3 of these teams and how they finish out their seasons. But in particular, Louisville. Sinead, we were there at the beginning of the season when they faced off against UConn. If it wasn't for that first quarter, the other 3 quarters, like I said, Connecticut is a measuring stick. This Louisville team has a ton of pieces. I give a lot of credit to Laura Ziegler, who came in the transfer portal. She is a stretch big, and she has been so impactful leadership-wise for this Louisville team. Jeff Walz has taken teams to the Final Four on multiple occasions. He knows what he's doing. I'm interested in how they finish. Tatiana Roberts can get into her bag and score at will. I'm interested to see how they finish down the stretch.
Okay, so I mentioned Texas and Vanderbilt. Let's take a deeper look at these 2 teams. Texas has a better net ranking, tougher strength of schedule by a significant margin, and more quad 1 wins, with the 2 met on Thursday in Nashville. And Vandy led by as many as 26 points, winning by 16 in convincing fashion. So that's the head-to-head. As we show you now, who's coming in at number 5, the final 2 seed. That's Texas.
Oh, wow.
Andrea, your thoughts?
Immediately you see the impact of the head-to-head game.
Yes.
And that head-to-head game, it just happened on Thursday.
Right.
It is very recent in the committee's mind. They just gave us this top 16 reveal because, with complete honesty, Texas has the better resume. Texas had more ranked wins. They had 5 ranked wins before Vanderbilt even played a ranked opponent. So resume-wise, you look at what Texas has been able to do, but the way Texas played at Vanderbilt and the way Vanderbilt truly dominated that game is clearly the separator.
Yeah, the big thing here is head-to-head and also recency, especially in a conference with multiple changes coming. Keep note of those 2 factors.
All right, so that leaves Vanderbilt, South Carolina, UCLA, and of course the top overall seed in the initial rankings is UConn, the only Division I team without a loss this season. So when you look at these top 3 teams specifically, UConn, UCLA, and South Carolina, it feels like they kind of run away with that. But who do you guys think? We were just talking about the difference between Vandy and Texas. Who do you guys think is the number 4 team in the country?
So breaking this down, if we can keep this graphic up, everyone knows UConn right now is Teflon. You're not going to mess with what they got going on. UCLA is handling their business. South Carolina and the battle-tested SEC makes sense, right? This will be a good measuring test, a litmus test for them. 4 is fascinating, especially with the head-to-head. This is the year of the Commodores. This is the year of Michaela Blakes. We all know how she came onto the scene. Top 25 when it comes to, not top 25, averaging 25 points per game, picking up where she left off. This is a squad that has improved through the transfer portal. Very confident. That 4 spot to me is going to be interesting because I feel like of the 3, they are the question mark, that last slot.
That's really the spot to watch. I feel very confident about the other 3 number 1 seeds. Now, I think UConn has locked in that number 1 spot. Whether UCLA or South Carolina, whether whether they kind of move around in that 2 spot or that 3 spot, that 4 spot to me is up for grabs. I've been so impressed by Shea Ralph. I mean, you know the tenure she had at UConn, the championship she won, being next to Gino Auriemma. So she knows what greatness looks like. She knows what it should feel like on both ends of the floor. How her team executes. They've got length. They have three-point shooting. You mentioned Michaela Blakes. That's a team, to me, though, still, that spot could swap. When you talk about the SEC tournament, how many times these teams are going to see each other? Texas could have another opportunity at Vanderbilt in the tournament.
Yeah, we were just at Texas, and that was a team, it honestly looked like it was not their night. They got down early. They tried to fight their way back. And honestly, they've improved from last year to this year when it comes to perimeter shooting. But I do believe in the SEC, they'll have more tests than ever before. Y'all, the tournament is going to be wild.